Karina wanted a slide car so she could pull cool stunts like this. It had to be a Crown Vic between 98 and 2005, and if you get a P71 police inspector, that would be the cream of the crop. So I turned this Crown Vic into a true police inspector. So let's start from the beginning. I found this car on Facebook Marketplace, made sure it ran, and then it needed a lot of work. I used this picture as inspiration. The first thing I did was sand the whole car down. Once I had the car sanded down, I power washed it so it went from this to this. Next, I had to do a little bit of body work. I know it's going to get banged up being a slide car, but I couldn't give it to Karina looking like this. So I banged out what I could, got the Bondo out, mixed it together, plastered it on, and the more I looked, the more dents I found. Once the filler dried, I sanded it so it was nice and smooth. For the bigger dips, I had to give it a second coat. Once that dried, I was able to sand that, power wash so there was no dust, put a grease remover, wipe all that off, and then I could start masking the car. Pro tip, if you use your nail, you don't even need an X-Acto knife. Once the whole car was masked off, we were ready to prime the parts that I had to Bondo. Now for the fun part. I picked up paint from my buddy's art shop, Layout Art Supplies. I wasn't sure if it was possible to make a car look good using spray cans, so I was really excited for this transformation. Once the first coat of white was on, I pulled the car out, changed the tips, and started on the black. With just the first coat, I loved the way this was looking. After the paint dried, I gave it a second coat, and then I sanded everything with 15,000 grit sandpaper. I wiped the whole car down to get rid of the dust, touched anything up, and just like that, the paint job was done. Masking the car felt like Christmas. I couldn't wait to get all this tape and paper off to see what it looked like. I wanted to leave a little bit of paper for Karina because she always said it's not a true gift unless you get to unwrap it. Next up, it was time to pop the hood. I removed the battery so I could change the front headlight. Now that I had a new headlight, I needed to put air in the tires, tighten the lug nuts, and pop the hubcaps on. It was starting to look sharp, but the interior was dirty. I removed the prisoner separation gate and started to do a deep clean on this car. After I was done vacuuming, I popped to see the new speakers, then I wiped everything down. The next thing I wanted to do was change all the fluids. Luckily my uncle has a lift and that's going to make this next step a lot easier. So I got day insurance for the car, went to my local Canadian Tire and got everything I needed. Then it was off to my uncle's to get the job done. After we were done with the fluids, I had a push bumper I wanted to put on the car and I knew it'd be easier on the lift. So we attached the brackets, bolted them on, and we were left with one mean looking machine. The only thing left to do now was take it for a joyride. Coots and I hopped in the car and pretended we were on patrol. First thing we did was get takeout. I tell you, there's no better feeling than having a stakeout with your partner in crime. Heading back to my partner now. Next mission, let's go surprise mom. I brought the car to my dad's lot in Richmond and told Karina I was changing my oil at my uncle's house and bought the wrong filter, so I needed her to pick me up. While I waited, I decided to play with all the buttons. That one made the pedals go up and down. This button opens a trunk, and it's a big trunk. It had a new radio, the light had red and white in it. The speedometer hit 220. Under the hood, we had the 4.6 liter engine with the Flowmaster. Okay, we're waiting for mommy, and we're gonna surprise her with her new toy. There were a few other things I wanted to add to this car, like the LED lights for the side mirrors, the classic cop spotlight, sirens, and maybe even a cool logo, customized for Karina. But after some research, there was a little bit of controversy on what's actually legal. Sent her a pin to my location and set it up so it's the first thing she sees. Hope she likes it. The first thing she says in a sarcastic tone is,
"Is that my slide car?"
"That's your slide car.
No way.
Happy birthday."
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Take it for a rip.
Hi.
I think she likes it.